Hello.
All right. Before we start, this person who's connecting to audio, obviously they're having problems with their audio. So we'll see if they can reconnect. All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. Who is the attorney who's in the courtroom? Who's the attorney in the courtroom?
Charles Mays, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. I have your name down. You can have a seat, Mr. Mays.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. It's nice outside. We had a little rain, but that cooled everything off. You are in a courtroom. That means that you behave as though you are physically in a courtroom. So whatever you can do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. So if you're at your home, there's to be no playing with cats, dogs, doing laundry, laying in bed, cooking. If you're at your work, you need to let your employer know that you're in court and you need to take a break. If anyone behaves inappropriately on this Zoom screen, your Zoom privileges will be revoked. You will be required to appear in person in the 187 District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa. Because the weather is not as nice, there'll be a lot of difficulties for you. One, you're going to have to get an Uber or Lyft. Maybe get the VIA. I've ridden the VIA before. VIA may be on time. It may not be on time, but you're going to have to get changed together to take the VIA bus. If you decide to drive downtown, you're going to find a lot of one-ways. You're going to find a lot of traffic because the weather is not its best right now. You're going to find a lot of construction. If you're able to find parking by some miracle, you're going to find that parking is now very expensive. To all the inmates who are at the jail, you're not allowed to use the internet. You're not allowed to use the chat box. You're not allowed to go on Facebook. And if you're wearing a mask at that jail, that means that you're supposed to be protecting others, not really protecting yourself so much. So guess what? That mask doesn't work for you and it doesn't work for others if it's not covering your nose and mouth. If you're not covering your nose and mouth, you might as well not be wearing a mask. To everyone, I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all the defendants and those who are accused, when your attorney goes to a breakout room, they're probably going to want to speak with a prosecutor before they speak with you. So please don't raise your hand asking if you can go to a breakout room. Motor G, play. The person in the pink t-shirt. Yes, you. Can you unmute for me, please? What's your name?
Marcus Porter.
I'm sorry, what?
Marcus Porter.
All right, Mr. Porter, I'm going to say this the last time for everybody. Don't do anything that you could not physically do in the courtroom. There's no eating in the courtroom. If you missed your breakfast, guess what? Your breakfast is going to have to turn into lunch. There is no eating on this Zoom screen. Did I have
Sorry.
breakfast this morning? No. Do you see me eating breakfast on this Zoom? No. You know why? Because it's inappropriate for me to be eating breakfast. You don't see me eating popcorn. You don't see me taking snacks. You may see me drinking water from time to time, and that's because I've taken my allergy medicine and they say you need to stay hydrated. But other than that, you're not going to see me doing that. So don't you do that.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is the last warning for everybody on Zoom. If you're inappropriate, the next words that you're going to hear from me is your name called, and I'm going to say, I will see you at the 187 District Court, 300 De La Rosa. Everyone, today is Thursday. Let's keep it a happy Thursday. Let's not turn it into a Monday. Attorneys, I'm going to call your name. This is the order in which you'll appear. If you see your name is low on the list and you wish to go to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another courtroom. However, if you go to another courtroom and your name is called, you'll be placed at the end of the list. To defendants and those who are accused, if you don't hear your attorney's name, be patient. Your attorney's probably zooming in another courtroom or had to appear in person, but they will be here. Marissa Morales, Roberto Ambrosino, Richard Garcia, Miguel Hernandez, Mary Peterzak, Vivek Jampala, Leo Gonzalez, Shannon Locke, Charles Mays, Fernando Trevino. Is there any attorney who's here that I did not call your name? All right, attorneys, when I call your name, I will assign you to a breakout room. Think of those breakout rooms as going to the doctor's office. When you get called to the back, you're not seeing the doctor right away. They're checking your weight and your blood pressure. The prosecutors have the ability to move throughout the breakout rooms. If you leave that breakout room, they're going to see that that room is empty and they're going to skip over you and go to the next room. So attorneys, it would help me greatly if you would add to your name the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence. Marissa Morales. Marissa Morales, going once, going twice, 3 times. All right, Roberto Ambrosino, I know you're here for a motion to withdraw.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, just give me a moment on that. Richard Garcia,
I'm here, Judge.
client's name and criminal trial division or family violence.
Honestly, I don't know if it's family violence. I would assume it is. Its client's name is Guadalupe Rios. He's in jail.
You say Rios?
Yes, last name Rios, Guadalupe.
And let me see if that's criminal trial division or family violence.
It's family violence, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
Miguel Hernandez.
Good morning, Your Honor. It's a criminal trial division, Eduardo Munoz. This is the one we were on yesterday afternoon. The trial
Okay.
setting.
All righty, I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mary Peterzak.
Yes, good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I'm here for Miss Samantha Aid. I think it's family violence.
What's the defendant's name again?
Samantha Aid.
Could you spell the last name for me, please?
Yes, Judge. ADE.
That's family, Judge.
All right, thank you. I'll send you to number 5.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Vivek Jampala.
Good morning, Your Honor. I just have a CTD.
Okay. I'll send you to number 6.
We taking a dog.
Leo Gonzalez.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm appearing for John Pettis on Edward Morales. He's stuck in Medina County, and I wanted to see if we could recall this for tomorrow.
All right, just give me one moment with that. I'll come back to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Shannon Locke.
Yes, Your Honor. Heather Freitag, CTD.
All right, I'll send you to number 7. Charles Mays, who do you have?
Acevedo.
I'm sorry, Joseph Acevedo? Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I think it's criminal trial, Judge.
All right, is there a criminal trial division prosecutor available to speak with Mr. Mays in breakout room number 8? His name will not be labeled because it's the courtrooms.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I'll send you to number 8, Mr. Mays.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Fernando Trevino.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Andrew Estrada. He's in jail. The recall from yesterday
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
is criminal trial division.
All right, I'll send you to number 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Catherine Valenzuela. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 10.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Joanne Eckel.
Good morning, Judge. I have Shamarcus Porter, and one of these days I'm going to learn how to change my name. And
Okay.
it's family violence. And he's on bond. I see him on the screen.
All right, I'll send you to number 11.
Thank you.
Hello?
Mr. Foster.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we will call you when we're ready for you, okay?
Okay, do I just remain on here?
Yes, you just remain here.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, boy. Ugh.
All right, Joanne, I sent you to number 9. Oh, sorry, number 12. That's where she should be. Okay. All right, Marissa Morales.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, who do you have?
I have a compliance hearing, Your Honor, this morning.
All right, who is it on?
I have 2 people, and I'm actually getting confused right now with who.
It should be for.
All right, thank you. Let me see.
Larry Foster, Your Honor, and he's on.
Okay. All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with pretrial services because there's an issue with, I think, his BRAC readings.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So what I'll do is I'll send you to number 13. And someone from pretrial services will meet you there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Roberto Ambrosino.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. You filed a motion to withdraw on Ruby Caceres.
Yes, Your Honor. It's kind of an interesting case. I don't know if you recall this case, but we were here, I believe, in March on the MTR, and the court ordered that Ms. Caceres be evaluated for competency.
Yes.
She was found incompetent. So she's been, I guess, in county jail here awaiting transfer to the state hospital all this time. But she was never taken. I guess she's still on a waiting list.
Yes.
I was getting some calls from her, some voicemails saying that, she wanted to talk to me. So I visited with her to determine if maybe she has since become competent. I've had that happen, or where I could request a reevaluation.
Yes.
But I made an attempt to visit her, and she is basically not willing to communicate with me. In prior times in this case, she's not really willing to communicate with me. I don't think that I am the best person for her at this time for whatever reason. I think maybe it would be better that she would have a different attorney.
Well, the only thing is, because she's incompetent, we really can't have this hearing.
Right. Yeah. I didn't. That was kind of what I was wondering. I mean, but normally what I would do in this situation is I would ask to have her reevaluated. But in talking to her, I'm not sure that that's probably what I should do at this point. But we're not communicating. So, I mean.
Yeah. So I will tell you, if you want to go on the record, we can go on the record, but I'm going to deny the motion because she's incompetent. So we really can't do anything substantive.
Right. Yeah. And I thought that might be the case. I mean, this isn't a situation I've ever dealt with, but yeah, I think we probably should go on the record. So at least I can put my due diligence on that I have attempted.
Sure. Just give us a moment. The court reporter will be in shortly.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Richard Garcia.
Judge, I just conferred. Can you put me in a breakout room with Guadalupe Rios in jail, please?
All right. You are in number 3. If you'll go back to breakout room number 3, please. Mr. Rios, if you'll go to 3, please.
Thank you.
All right. Leo Gonzalez, you have Edward Morales.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm standing in for Mr. Bettis, who's in Medina County. He wanted to see if we could reset this for tomorrow, or recall this, I'm sorry.
All right. Norma, can we recall Mr. Morales for tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is your client in custody or bond?
I believe it's on bond, Your Honor.
Where is Edward Morales? All right. Is there Edward Morales in the courtroom? Larry Foster. Hi. Just give me a moment, sir. Jamarcus Porter. You need to unmute yourself. Mr. Porter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll see you in the 187 District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, if you can have your client zoom in, we'll recall it for tomorrow.
Okay, Your Honor.
It's not on the Zoom.
I'll have him jump on. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Richard Garcia.
Judge, I just remembered that I believe that Mr. Rios is Spanish speaker, and he probably didn't understand the instructions.
Could you speak with Mr. Rios?
Yes.
And tell him to go to breakout room number 3.
Yes. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
He's on the screen.
Oh, you see him? Okay,
Yes.
I'm on a different screen. Señor Rios, ¿me escucha?
He's nodding. He can hear you.
Guadalupe Ríos, soy el abogado y la jueza nos está poniendo en un cuarto privado que se llama el número 3, adentro de la computadora de usted debe de haber un botón donde puede colocarse en el cuarto número 3. ¿Lo ve?
And I think let's see if he's able to do it. If not, we'll have an officer send him to that room.
Thank you.
Yes, he's able to follow your instructions.
Awesome.
All right, thank you. All right, Marissa Morales.
Yes, Your Honor. After speaking with pretrial, I think I need to file an affidavit of non-driving and a motion to amend the pretrial conditions for Pam because my client's car is in the shop and not sure when and if it's going to ever come out of the shop, if it's even operable anymore. And so I understand that he needs to get something monitoring him as soon as possible. So I can put in that motion that is, if his car does become operable and he gets it back, that he must, report immediately so that he can get the ignition interlock.
All right, Larry Foster. If you can unmute yourself, please. Oops. You're muted, Mr. Foster. There you go. All right, Mr. Foster.
Yes, ma'am.
There is an issue with you because you don't have the ignition interlock.
No, ma'am, I don't.
All right, so are you driving at all?
No, ma'am, my vehicle is in the shop. It's still in the shop. I get an email from them every other day on an update about the vehicle. And right now it's in the paint line. I don't know still how far I gotta go with it, but.
All right, Mr. Foster, you need to be monitored by some device. So I'm going to give you 7 days. Your attorney is going to file an affidavit of non-driving, which she's going to provide the necessary paperwork to pretrial services, and then you're going to be installed with Pam. You understand?
I'm going to be installed with Pam?
Yes, it's another alcohol monitoring device. It's a portable device.
Well, okay.
Pretrial services, do you need to be in a breakout room with Mr. Foster and his attorney?
I can be, just to make sure, I guess I have all correct information, just to make sure we're on the same page.
Okay, I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 1. Mr. Foster, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1, and then you and your attorney can be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Foster, you'll just see a blue button and just click that blue button that says join.
Joanne Eckel, Mr. Porter has to appear in court.
Yes, Judge, and I've conferred with Ms. Wilkes, Judge, and
Yes.
I have some civil hearings set at 10 o'clock that I don't think will be finished this morning. Ms. Wilkes needs to check on some issues concerning the plea bargain agreement. So would it be possible to have this case recalled for tomorrow or sometime next week?
Yes, we can recall it for tomorrow, but your client will still need to appear, and when he appears, I'll give him the reset.
Okay, all right. I'm assuming he's on his way, but I'll ensure that, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Come back tomorrow. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, anyone else back from breakout rooms? Then just give me a moment. Vivek?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. You're back?
Yeah, yes.
All right, updates?
Oh, sorry.
I'm like, okay.
I think I kind of relayed a plea offer to my client. I believe he's going to be taking that plea offer. We were just hoping to do that at a separate date so he can, I guess, get to work pretty close here, and I can tell him that he needs to be prepared to take a plea at a specific date.
Where's your client?
He may have clicked on the wrong button to get out of the breakout room.
No, he's actually still in the breakout room. Could you go back there and let him know?
Sure.
All right, Mr. Edward Morales. Edward Morales, please unmute. Yes.
Hey, can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you now. Your case is being recalled for tomorrow. Your attorney is in another court.
Okay.
All right, so we'll see you tomorrow at 9. You'll receive a Zoom link.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Yes.
Mr. Morales, Mr. Morales, Mr. Pettis will call you here shortly, okay? To discuss tomorrow's hearing, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Leo, I like the way you jumped in there.
it.
You never know
Sorry.
what people are going to say.
Oh,
I
yeah.
apologize, Your Honor. Apologize.
All right, thank you, Mr. Morales. You're excused. We'll see you tomorrow. You receive a link, okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, the person who's on Nathan Gomez, Vivek. Where did Vivek go? Just give me a moment, Mr. Gonzalez. Phyllis Bill, I know what you're here for. Just give me a moment.
All right. Good to see you, Judge.
Good to see you too. And I can't believe James Oltersdorf no longer has a flip phone. I can't believe they got to you, James.
I had to. It was out of necessity, not out of, it was out of necessity, of course.
All right, because I thought you were going to be the last holdout with the
No,
flip
it's
phone
Mike
and the pager.
It's Mike Sawyer. Were you aware of Mike Sawyer's? He was the last one.
Oh my gosh. Please tell me you still have your pager though.
I do. I have that.
Okay.
But I dropped the prescription to it, as they say, as my aunt would say.
Oh. All right, you have Marvin Schultz. I believe that's Criminal Trial Division.
You've got your Judge Garahan purse behind you. I see. Remember her purse is?
Oh, yes, I do remember Judge Garahan.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And everyone just put some patience in your pocket. We're waiting for the court reporter because there was some flooding. There's some issues with her getting here. So just be patient. Put patience in your pocket. Phyllis Bill, what is your client's name?
Her name is Kavonda Jackson. And actually, I was hoping you would just set her a bond. This is a situation where somebody else was her attorney. I got appointed on the 17th, and I couldn't find a telephone number for her. And then she had court, I think, on the 27th.
Okay, what I'll do, Phyllis, I'll send you to a breakout room to confer with one of the prosecutors on a bond amount. And if you can't agree on one, then just come back to me and I'll set a bond.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Very good.
And Norma, do you have an ETA on Miss Jackson? Because she's in custody. Mr. Nathan Gomez, you need to take your, keep your video on, Mr. Gomez.
Judge, I sent you a chat.
Yes, I see the chat. Do you have an update on Jackson? And Mr. Schultz, you go to 11, please. And yes, Mr. Ambrosino?
Judge, if the court coordinator isn't, or I'm sorry, the court reporter isn't here yet, I don't know that I need to go on the record on Ruby. If you're going to deny the motion, I mean, that's fine. It'll be denied. And then, I mean, I did file it and then got a ruling on it.
Yes. And what I will do is I will make sure that I put on the docket team sheet that the court reporter was late, and that you had to go somewhere else.
Judge, can you hear me?
Yes, Ms. Ruby Casares, I can hear you.
Permission to speak. I want
Permission granted.
Thank you. I want no court, and I want appointed a new attorney to remove the attorney that I have present now, please. And permission to say ending the conversation on the taping of the visitation he gave me that day. He called me senile, and at the end, he called me a bitch.
No, I didn't.
Okay,
It's
so
on the
here's the
tape.
thing,
It's on the taping.
Miss Casares,
It's on the taping.
Miss Casares.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, this is the thing, and this is the thing about the 187 District Court. One, I don't allow the use of profanity.
Of course.
Two, well, I mean, you say of course, but you're using it. Two, I don't allow people to be disrespectful to each other. For me, it doesn't matter if you're a defense attorney, if you're a prosecutor, whomever you may be. President of the United States, the person who's digging ditches, because everyone has a job to do and everyone should be treated with respect.
Yes, of course.
So the issue we have is there was an evaluation done and there were some issues with competency. So everyone always will tell me, I'm firing my attorney. And my first question to them always is, how much, did you hire the attorney? Have you paid them anything? And they're like, no, they're appointed. And then my next question to them is, well, are you going to hire one? No, I don't want to hire one. I don't have money to, but I want a different court-appointed attorney. So here's the deal. There is what's called a rotation will. And when persons need attorneys and they can't afford to hire one, and they've been deemed to qualify for a court-appointed attorney, there is a list, and the people on that list have to meet certain qualifications. And if they do, that's the person you get. Now, this is what I've discovered in my time as a defense attorney and as a prosecutor. People think attorneys' jobs are easy. They think that anyone can be an attorney, and that's just not true. Attorneys are professionals. They went to law school. Everyone on this screen who's an attorney has at least 2 degrees. I have more. Not as the words of that Western, the sons of Will Sonnett, no brag, just fact. If you see a doctor and you go to a doctor and a doctor tells you your kidney needs to be removed, and you say, okay, let's remove the kidney. You don't go to that doctor and say, by the way, this is where I think you should do the incision, and this is how I think you should stitch me up, and this is what I should do. Guess what? Attorneys are professionals. Attorneys are giving you advice. You can either follow it or not follow it. If you would like to have another attorney, then you need to hire an attorney. Your attorney is paid for by taxpayers. So everybody on this screen who has a job is paying for your attorney, except for you. So if you want another attorney, you need to hire one. But if not, you need to speak with your attorney, and you need to speak with your attorney with respect, and your attorney will speak with you with respect. I don't know why sometimes defendants and those people who are accused think that they can speak with someone with disrespect and that that person is supposed to just take it. Sometimes attorneys will take it. Sometimes attorneys will give back what they've been given. So everyone, it's Thursday. Let's not turn it into a Monday. Let's not be disrespectful to each other. Let's put some patience in your pocket. So for now, Ms. Casares, your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. That motion to withdraw is denied until you're transferred to the facility that you're supposed to be transferred to. And I guarantee you, once everything is proper at the facility and you're brought back, you're probably going to be saying, I would like to apologize to my attorney and I want to apologize to this person. So I know where you're coming from, but this case is over for today. Your attorney's motion has been denied and you're going to be sent back. Norma, can you let them know that L28 can go back?
Judge,
yes.
At this time, would the court allow me to orally move to have her reevaluated?
If you would like another evaluation, you'll have to follow motion.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ambrosino. Hey, have a great rest of your day. Maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win a championship. I don't know.
I did not call her that. I definitely did not do that.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well,
No need to let
it's just
anyone
so
know, but I
outlandish.
appreciate it.
I just wanted you to know that, I have never done that. I would not do that. I mean, that was so ridiculous.
No, I understand. You know, sometimes when people have not received certain medications, you know, memories change, but that's okay. You know what? Have a great rest of your Thursday. Remember, tomorrow is Friday.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Mary Peterzak,
Yes, Judge.
welcome to the 187.
I've had an opportunity to confer with the state of my client. We're gonna move forward on the state's offer today, and Michelle's working on that paperwork right now.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you,
let me just rename it for Plea. And if you could make sure that Ms. Ferguson knows what the agreement is, and if your client is on bond, if you could give her your client's email address.
It's just, I think she's an inmate. I'll,
Okay.
Michelle sent me that information, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Mays.
Yes, Judge. I have received an offer on Mr. Joseph Acevedo. Judge, this case kind of fell through the cracks, and I did not tell my client about the Zoom hearing because.
Oh, he's here.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
Okay.
And so what I'll do is I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your client to speak with your client. I'll send you to breakout room number 1. So the courtroom, if you could go to breakout room number 2. And Mr. Acevedo, if you could go to breakout room number 2, please. Phyllis, Bill, I'm going to put something in the chat to you. And I'm also going to send that in the chat to the prosecutors, just so they will know, so that it's not ex parte. All right, so Phyllis, you filed a motion for a bond, is that correct? Oh, you're on mute, Phyllis.
I've been sitting here talking to you for 10 minutes. And so Marcus and I agreed to a $3,000 bond.
All right.
And will she, considering the circumstances, will she be released?
Yes, if she makes the bond.
Okay, very good.
All right, then you are excused and that will be placed in the system.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right, you are welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Vivek Jampala.
Sorry about that, Your Honor. I was talking to the prosecutor in breakout room on a slightly different issue, but I've relayed a plea to Mr. Gomez, and I think we're probably just gonna have to get a plea date.
All right, do you have all the discovery?
That is a good question. I'm not sure.
All right, Norma, and have you tendered, and we also have a violation report on your client.
Yes, I talked to the DA about that, and that precipitated some of the negotiations. But my client emailed
Let me give this to you.
the probation officer, I believe on Saturday, the violation report. It was regarding his ability to pay for the ignition interlock fees. The violation report, I think, went out on the 11th, and I think he recalibrated his device yesterday.
All right, so do we have documentation that he recalibrated? Do you know that for a fact, or is he just telling you he recalibrated?
No, ma'am, I have it here.
Judge, and the PSI officer should be on. I had
All right.
invited them.
All right, Leslie Lopez.
Yes, Judge. Yes, I confirmed right now on the Intoxilock website. He's back in compliance. His next calibration date is on November 12th.
All right, Mr. Gomez, do you understand your next calibration date?
Yes, ma'am. It's just as of right now, I'm paying for school, working the $12 job. I mean, I'm not trying to make an excuse. It's just, I'm not really making it. And they're making me pay the calibration. And then when I take it in, an additional like $40 at the actual place. So it's just kind of backing me up a little bit.
No, I mean, I understand your issues,
Yes, ma'am.
but I want you to understand where I'm coming from.
Yes, ma'am, of course.
One, there is no way for me to give you the device for free.
Right.
There are not free devices out there. They say there is some mysterious device that's free. They only provide one, which I hope the government will do something with that, because people are making a lot of money off of ignition interlocks, PAMs, which portable alcohol devices. And I think, and I haven't done the research on it, but I think they're supposed to have some that's available for free for people who can't afford it. But supposedly there's just one. And this mysterious one, I'm going to want some research, Leslie. I don't know if you can do the research to find out where this mysterious one free ignition interlock or one free PAM device is. I don't even know if it's in existence. But because it's a contract with a third party, I can't waive fees. I always put on there waive fees, defer fees, but I can't.
Yes, ma'am.
So we started in a quandary. I want you to stay in school, stay in contact with pretrial services on your ability or inability to pay. But because what you're charged with, not convicted, but just charged with the driving while intoxicated, you must be on some device to monitor alcohol. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you're not driving and do an affidavit of non-driver, maybe we can do something different. But for now, you need to stay in compliance, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
He is staying in contact with your pretrial services officer, because when I receive violation reports, I take them seriously.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now Vivek, on the discovery issue.
Yes, Your Honor. I'd have to go back through the file and just I guess audit it. I apologize. I wasn't
No problem. Norma, on Nathan Gomez, can you put in the chat box a 30-day reset, please, for discovery? Oh, I'm sorry, Rebecca, I just saw your message.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we're going to come back on November 15th, and that will be discovery compliance. So please make sure you've checked in your file.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms.
Will do,
Lopez,
Your Honor.
you're welcome. Ms. Lopez, do you need to speak with them at all?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you so much for coming in, Ms. Lopez, and both you, Vivek, and your client are excused.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, thank you. You too. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. It can't get any better. Shannon Locke, Heather Freetag.
Yes, Your Honor. We're in the very last. I just need to go into a breakout room with Meredith. We're just about wrapped up on negotiations and bring the court a resolution on her.
Okay. All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8, and the prosecutor will meet you there. Mr. Mays, thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I just spoke to Mr. Acevedo. He informs me that Mr. Alberto Chaires is his attorney, and he's tied up in the 144th District Court.
All right, Norma, can you check to see who his attorney is, please? And it's Joseph Acevedo. We're gonna check on that, Mr. Mays, to see if he's filed anything.
Yes, Your Honor.
He is listed, Mr. Mays, as his attorney on the docket sheet. So you are correct. You're excused, Mr. Mays.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, thank you so much, and thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Derek Edmonds.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Great. Who do you have?
I have Robert Briggs. He is in custody in criminal trial division.
Okay. I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Miguel Hernandez.
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke to Marcus. That offer that they had extended yesterday has now been withdrawn. I told my client that we would now have no choice but to go to trial. And so we're in that situation, Your Honor.
All right, and that's Eduardo Munoz.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state, which trial will you be going on first?
The aggravated robbery, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Munoz.
Yes, ma'am.
To give your attorney more time to make sure that he has everything, what we're going to do is we're going to set this in November, because the court is not aware of when our jury schedule is. Norma, can you set this for November for jury trial, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Judge Boyd,
Yes.
yesterday I spoke to you about getting me a new console or something, because me and him we're not compatible, ma'am. Like, I'm trying to talk to him, he's trying to talk to me. Like, he's been my attorney for these 2 years that I've been here, right? Like, I've asked you already, you denied it when we were in real court.
All right, so Mr. Munoz, here's the thing. Did you hear the speech that I gave other people?
Yes, ma'am, I just heard it.
If you want time to hire an attorney, I will give you time to hire an attorney.
Yes, if you can give me some time to hire an attorney, that'll be fine.
But here's the thing, I'm gonna give you some time to hire an attorney. And Mr. Hernandez, if
Yes,
you
Your
can
Honor.
stay on, the court reporter has just texted me and said she's on her way, so she should be here shortly. And
Yes,
we'll
Your
put on the record, Mr. Munoz, I was gonna give you a date of November 15th. But do you think that's enough time for you to have hired an attorney, or do you need more time than that?
I need some more time than that, miss, because
No. Here's the thing. Time out. This is what defense attorneys will tell you. When a question is asked of you, listen to the question and only answer the question that's asked. So my question is, the court coordinator has given me a date of November 15th for you to have time to hire an attorney. My question was, is that enough time? The answer to that question is either yes or no.
No.
All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put all of this on the record, Mr. Hernandez.
Yes, sir.
So if you could just give us a moment. Is there anywhere else you need to be, Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, Your Honor. I've got to be in the 386 this morning also.
Is it by Zoom?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then what we can do, because the court reporter says she's on her way. So just give us a moment and we will take this up and we'll put it on the record.
Okay, Judge. That's fine.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you, Judge.
Munoz.
Thank you, miss.
You're welcome. All right, Fernando Trevino.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
The state needs to contact the complaining witness to give me a proper offer. So we're asking for, I don't know how much time they need to do that.
Judge, just a regular reset, please, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Norma, can we recall Mr. Andrew Estrada for November 15th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is your client on bond or in custody?
I think he's in custody.
All right, Mr. Estrada, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Estrada, we're going to bring you back on November 15th to give the state a chance to speak with the complaining witnesses in these cases, and then they can make a proper offer to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need to speak with your attorney before I have you go back?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Trevino, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. When you finish speaking with him, if you could please have him come out of the breakout room to the main room so we can let the deputies know he's excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 9, Mr. Estrada.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess 13 wasn't available, huh?
13 was not available. No, actually 13 is available. You know what? I'm going to send you to 13. Who knows? Miracles may happen.
All right.
So I sent you to 13.
Thank you.
All right. Who is Albert Van Cleve? Albert Van Cleve.
Present, Your Honor.
Hi, you're here for Frank Rangel?
Yes, Your Honor. May I be put in a room with him?
Yes.
Thank you.
Have you spoken with the state yet?
No, I have not.
All right. So I'll send you to speak with the state first, then I'll have you speak with your client.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. I'll send you to breakout room number 6.
Yes, Your Honor.
Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I've conferred with Meredith.
Yes.
And there's still some discovery issues. We still need 911 and she has a list of what she needs to look for.
All right. All right, Norma, on Carmelo Figueroa, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, we're going to come back on November 16th.
Your Honor, and I've conferred with the client also today.
All right, is your client in custody?
Yes, Your Honor, he is.
Mr. Figueroa? I think he may still be in a breakout room. Could you go to breakout room number 10 and have him come back, please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Porter.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, where's your client?
I told him to come back. He should be here. Where is he? I even told him how to do it.
All right, Norma, Mr. Estrada has left. Can you make sure that they know that he's been excused?
And how is it that you're able to put Andrew Estrada next to my name?
Oh, you just go in and you rename it. Are you on the phone or on a computer?
I'm on a computer.
All right, if you go to your computer and click on more,
Uh-huh.
it should say rename. And then you just add whatever you want to add to your name.
You click on more?
Yes.
Where's more?
What do you see at the bottom of your computer screen?
I see 23 participants, a little chat, then I see a share screen, then I see a record,
Mhm.
breakout rooms, and I don't know what that one is. It's just a little happy face.
Oh, those are for reactions. If you click on that, you can raise your hand so that I'll know you're ready to see. But there should be a more somewhere on your screen. But I tell you what,
His picture. If you click on your picture, there's like 3 dots. That might.
Thank you, Rebecca.
And
There you go.
But, oh, rename, there it is. Got it.
And you can just add to your name.
Okay, I didn't know that. So
All right, awesome.
you learn something new every day, right, Judge?
If you don't learn something new every day, then why are we here?
That's right.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Take care. Always great to see you.
All right, you too. Mr. Porter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, here's the thing. When you're on Zoom in a courtroom, you're in a courtroom.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
there's to be no laying down, no eating or any of that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Won't happen again.
If it does, your Zoom privileges are going to be permanently revoked, which means you are going to have to appear in court all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
So did you drive down?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there traffic and construction and one-ways?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have to find parking?
Bad.
And did you have to pay for parking?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
There are consequences for actions. All right, your case is being recalled for tomorrow and you can appear on Zoom, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, they're going to give you a reset form, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And Norma, Mr. Porter can appear by Zoom for the next time. All right, and Mr. Figueroa, can you unmute for me, please?
Good
Mr.
morning, Your Honor.
Figueroa, there's still some outstanding discovery that your attorney needs to make appropriate decisions on your case. So we're going to bring you back on November 16th. Ms. Valenzuela, if you have that information before then and you want your client on the docket before then, just contact Ms. Ferguson and she'll make that happen.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Figueroa, you will be excused. Norma, can you let them know L3 can go back?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, you too. And Mr. Hernandez, let's see, because the court reporter has to find parking.
No, it's fine, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You have a lot of patience today. That is nice. Yeah. I mean, you know, you have to just enjoy the day.
Can't do anything else.
No, I mean, it's like, you can only change what you can change.
Yeah.
Richard Garcia.
Thank you, Judge. I can't figure it. I'm moved all over the place. So I have conferred with Mr. Rios, Guadalupe Rios. And
Yes.
he is not a US citizen, so consequently, we have to set it for trial. Both cases.
All right, and are you going to be acting as the immigration attorney as well?
No.
So does he need an immigration attorney appointed?
If you can appoint one, that would be great, because he is a legal permanent resident, and he doesn't know when his legal status is up.
All right, Norma, can you see if we can get an immigration attorney in, please?
And would the immigration attorney take over, or would the immigration,
No.
just the immigration?
Just immigration. So if you'll give us a moment, Mr. Garcia, we're going to get an immigration attorney to zoom in.
Well, that's good to know.
Oh, no, I think it makes things so much easier when you just appoint an immigration attorney.
It certainly does, because if he comes and he says, no, Richard, you're incorrect, the laws have changed. Deferred adjudication is not a deportable offense, or family violence, affirmative finding of family violence is not deportable, then we would, I mean, sure, Mr. Rios would gladly accept the offer.
Yes.
Take your money and run.
Richard, you still have not received your postcard?
No. Everyone, like 3 people have not received it.
My mom has hers.
I know. That was the most costly day of my entire life.
What happened?
So we stopped at this it wasn't Russian, it was Ukrainian station that has the only bar in Antarctica open to the public, and they give you free vodka shots while you're doing the postcards. And I took my phone with me because I had all the addresses in my phone. And on the way back, my phone fell in the water.
Oh my God.
So then I got on so the iPhone was $1,000. And then I got on the ship, and the first person that got me off the ship, they were playing music. The Ukrainians also were playing music on the ship, and they twirled me, and my $500 camera went flying and crashed into the gate of the boat and shattered. So all my pictures that I took, I had about 2,000 pictures on my iPhone, got lost because there's no Wi-Fi in Antarctica. So a lesson learned.
But my mom loves a postcard.
So, Mr. Garcia, the moral of the story is go to Corpus for vacation and
Yeah,
not
go to
Europe.
Right. And there was an older gentleman on the boat, and he always carried his phone in this plastic Ziploc bag. And I was always like, with a hole punched in with a piece of yarn holding it around his neck. And his name was Manny. I was like, Manny, that's not going to do anything. Well, Manny's phone survived and mine didn't.
So, and be truthful, Richard, were you secretly making fun of Manny and the fact that he had his phone?
I did. So this was January of 2020, and we see each other on Zoom. Everybody's from all over the world, at least once a month. Isn't that cool?
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to keep up with people from my travels, because you meet some great people.
Great people. And now with Zoom, it's like you're altogether.
Oh, yes. All right, Mr. Albert Van Cleve, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm back.
Yes.
If you could put me in a breakout room with Mr. Rangel, I would appreciate it.
All right, Mr. Rangel,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. Mr. Van Cleve, if you'll go to number 8, and Mr. Rangel, if you'll go to 8, please. And everyone, just give me one moment.
Judge, I just sent you a chat.
All right, thank you. Richard, the immigration attorney, is zooming in.
Thank you, Judge.
And can you let Norma know about this, please? Because maybe that should be placed in the docket. Oh, and I'm done with these. Thank you. And everyone, just give me a moment. I'm signing documents. All right, and Shannon Locke, I don't know if your hand is up or if I've already addressed you, and that's just a residual hand.
It's a current hand up.
Okay, I didn't know that. I was like, I've already addressed him.
And Miguel Hernandez was speaking in another courtroom about how you had taught him how to use emojis on Zoom. So you're
awesome.
You're spreading your Zoom.
Oh, it's all new things, and
No.
get this, you can change the color of your hand if you want to.
Ooh, I'll try that next time.
All right.
Try
So
that
what
next
is
time.
happening with Miss Freetag?
So we have an agreement with the state. The agreement is to continue her on probation.
Are they withdrawing the motion, or she's?
They're not. She's going to plead true, and then obviously the court will make its decision. But I think that we will present significant evidence to the court
Okay,
as to why
so
she should
if
be
you'll
continued.
put that in the chat box to Miss Ferguson, she'll get the paperwork because she'll need to do a video consent.
Okay.
Judge, is that all that's needed for that case?
Yes.
Okay, I got that, Shannon. I'll just do it.
Okay, great.
All right, Richard, on your client, Mr. Rios, I'm going to give you all a reset before I send you to the breakout room. The immigration attorney is here.
Okay.
And your client is a Spanish speaker, correct?
That is correct, Judge.
Let me just put on the file that he'll always need a Spanish interpreter. And Norma, can I get a 30-day reset on Mr. Rios? All right, it's going to be November 16th.
Thank you, Judge.
And the immigration attorney is here. It's Teresa Coles-Davila.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to, hi, Teresa. How's it going?
Going well. How about yourself, Judge?
Oh, great. It's Thursday.
Yay.
The only way it could be better if it were Friday. So it's great.
I agree.
All right, Richard, if you could tell your client in Spanish to go to number 6. And after you're all finished in 6, if you can have him come to the main room so we can excuse him from this room.
Okay.
So I'm going to send Mr. Rios to 6, and Teresa, I will send you to 6 as well.
Okay, thank you.
Guadalupe, la jueza nos está asignando al cuarto número 6. Ahí va a haber un botón donde dice Join. ¿Lo ves? Vamos a ir todos al cuarto número 6, los 3. Digo, el número 6.
Oh, Richard, I didn't know that's how you say 6 in Spanish.
6.
6. Okay. I'm trying to learn Spanish.
Do Duolingo.
I try, but I'm not committed to Duolingo. It's like I start and then I go for months.
Yeah.
All right, he's now in number 6, Richard. All right, James Oltersdorf.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Can I go in the breakout room with the DA for a few minutes set me up for a breakout room with the DA, would you please?
What is your client's name?
Marvin Schultz, Judge.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division, not family violence.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's probably gonna be a line in there. I really don't know what to do to help you. What?
And then Shannon Locke on Heather Freetag. I'm going to send you to the breakout room where she is. She's in number 7. That way you can go over the paperwork. And Albert Van Cleve, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor. If I could talk to the DA again, I'd appreciate it.
All right. I will send you to breakout room number 9.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And those are done. Yes, sorry. Thank you. All righty, so as soon as we have the court reporter, we're going to take up Mary Peterzak, your client. Everyone, I appreciate your patience. Derek Edmonds?
Hi, Judge.
Yes.
So I talked to Marcus on the case. There's some things that he needs to take a look at. Probably needs to bring the complaining witness, talk to the complaining witness about the case as well. There's a lot of he said, she said, he said type thing.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Briggs, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
And if my client, he's in custody, Judge, if it's possible to breakout room with him, that would be great. And if I can be excused from the breakout room, that'd be awesome.
Well, you'll need to have your client come back to the main room. And to the court coordinator, can I have a 30-day reset in the chat box, please?
How do I get to see my client?
Judge, I did put it in the chat box, but I accidentally sent it to Shannon. Hold on.
Okay, no problem. All right, we're going to come back on November 16th, Mr. Briggs. If your attorney wants it set sooner, then your attorney can request that it be set sooner. Do you understand, Mr. Briggs? I'm sorry, what, Mr. Briggs?
Hello, yes, okay, yes, ma'am, I understand.
All right, Mr. Briggs, I'm gonna, yes, Mr. Edmonds.
Is it possible to do it on the 17th instead of the 16th?
All right,
I'm supposed to be in Palmetto County that day on the 16th.
Can we move it to the 17th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll come back on November 17th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. Briggs, I'm gonna send you to a breakout room with your attorney. When you finish speaking with your attorney, I need you to come back to the main room, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 3.
Judge, may I be excused from that breakout room?
After you make sure that your client has come back to the main room.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Everyone, continue to have patience in your pocket. Traffic is not great. Okay, and that can go back. Okay. All right, everyone, just give me a moment. I'm gonna get an ETA from our court reporter. Just 1 second. Okay, everyone, I have an estimated time of arrival. She has made it to the parking garage. And that parking garage is right across the street. But I do have everyone's paperwork, so we'll take care of that. All right, everyone, just give me a moment.
Mr. Van Cleve,
Yes,
can you go back into the breakout room with me, please, sir?
sure. You'll send me over there somehow, I guess. Let's see.
Oh, what I'll do is, Mr. Van Cleef, to make it easier, I'll just move you to a different room and it should pop up. So I'll move you to number 8.
Okay, Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And I do hear the court reporter setting up everyone. So we are close. And what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take Miguel's case first because that's quickest. And then I'm going to take up Mary Peterzak's case on Samantha 8. Then I'm going to take up Heather Freetag. And Norma, can you let them know Mr. Briggs can go back? He's 16D. Mr. Briggs, thanks for coming back. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd. You have a great day too.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Miguel, are you there? Miguel Hernandez? Marcus, do you have Miguel Hernandez's number? Could you let him know the court reporter is here and we can take him right now? Ah, here he is. All right, Brenda, let me know when you're ready.
And Judge, I'm finished with the prisoner Guadalupe Rios.
All right, let me see that. Norma, can you let them know that Rios can go back? He's L9 and he's actually in breakout room number 6. He didn't come out from the breakout room, but it's L9. All right, and then
Thank you.
Richard, you are excused, and Ms. Davila, you are excused. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Take care. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. I think we have some sun peeping in the windows. I think the only thing that smells better than fresh rain is freshly cut grass.
Okay, Judge.
All right, thank you, Brenna. Everyone, Brenna wanted to run from the parking garage, but I told her no. We don't need any slips and falls from the garage. And it's wet outside too? No. All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 8543, 2019 CR 7560, and 2019 CR 10161, and 2019 CR 11033B, State of Texas versus Eduardo Munoz. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense? Oh, you're on mute, Mr. Hernandez. It's connecting to audio. Just give it a second. All right, just give us one moment while he connects to audio, everyone. Continue to keep patience in your pocket.
Hello?
Hi, there you are, Miguel. Thank you.
I don't know what happened, Judge. It just went out. I switched the USB port and all of a sudden it worked again. So
Hey, it's doing that because it's Thursday, but we're still going to be happy.
thank you.
All
Yes,
right.
we are happy.
Yes. All right, for the defense.
Miguel Hernandez for the defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Munoz? Could you unmute for me, please, Mr. Munoz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Munoz, do you have any objections to this proceeding by video? I'm sorry?
No, ma'am.
All right. So this was scheduled for our jury trial on October 15th, but Mr. Munoz is telling the court that he wishes to retain a different counsel. For the record, Mr. Hernandez is appointed. Mr. Munoz, could you unmute, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you could lower your hand and state your name for the record.
Eduardo Munoz.
All right, Mr. Munoz, I'm not going to ask you any questions about your case. So please listen to the questions that I ask and only answer the questions that I'm asking, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, are you requesting time to hire your own counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So are you requesting that this jury trial be rescheduled?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, do you have any objection to this jury trial being rescheduled so that Mr. Munoz can hire counsel?
No, Your Honor.
State, do you have any objection to this trial being rescheduled so that Mr. Munoz can obtain counsel?
No, Judge.
Mr. Munoz, the court had given you a date of November 16th, but off the record, you said that you were requesting more time than November 16th. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If we recall this for December 9th, would that give you enough time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then, is there any objections to the state that this case be recalled for December 9th?
None from the state.
Mr. Hernandez, do you have any objection that this case be called for December 9th?
No, Your Honor, no objections.
Mr. Munoz, do you have any objections to this case being taken off the trial docket and being recalled for December 9th?
No, ma'am.
All right, then Mr. Munoz, we will, because you requested it, we're going to move the case to December 9th. If you are able to retain an attorney by that time, your attorney will need to make sure that they file a notice of retained counsel. We will come back on December 9th. You need to have an attorney at that time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have any other questions?
If I don't happen to have an attorney at that time, December 9th, right?
Yes.
Like, I was asking to dismiss my counsel.
No, because this is the counsel that has been appointed. We're going to come back on December 9th. What I can tell you is I don't know what the court's trial schedule will be at that time, because each court is given a schedule for when they can hold jury trials. I'm giving you the December 9th date because you're saying that's how much time you anticipate you'll need to hire an attorney. So we're going to come back on December 9th, see if you have an attorney. If you do not have an attorney, then Mr. Hernandez will be your attorney, and we will decide and figure out when the court's trial schedule is. But the court does not have a trial schedule for the month of December. Okay, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any other questions?
No, ma'am.
If there's nothing else from either side, the court will close the record on this case. Anything from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
State?
No, Judge.
All right, then, Mr. Hernandez, you will be excused. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Everybody have a good day. We'll see you.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Mr. Munoz, we're going to send you back, okay?
Thank you, Judge Boyd. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Norma, can you let them know that Munoz number 12 can go back?
You too, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Ms. Peterzak, who was the attorney on your case?
I believe Joe Ray was going to take care of it.
Okay.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I will put you in the spotlight. All right, the court
This
is
is
going
Albert
to
Van
call.
Cleef. Could you put me in a room with my client again so we could review the papers?
No problem.
Thank you. Your Honor.
All right, let me see where you are. Mr. Van Cleef, I'm going to send you to number 6.
Thank you.
Who is your client, Mr. Van Cleef?
Mr.
Rangel?
Rangel.
Mr. Rangel, if you could go to breakout room number 6, please.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Court is calling 2021 CR 8877, State of Texas versus Samantha Lynn Aid. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Mary Petrashik for the defense.
All right, and Ms. Aid, can you unmute for me, please? How do you pronounce your last name?
Aid?
All right. Are you Miss Aid?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections from the defense, Judge.
Ms. Aid, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to appear in person and has knowingly and waived and consented to appear by video. Ms. Peterzak, I'm showing you what's entitled Acknowledgement of Discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review that discovery with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Aid, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge, we will.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
State is proceeding on count 1 on the indictment and waiving the enhancement paragraph, the habitual enhancement paragraph.
All right, any objection?
No objections, Judge.
Ms. Aid, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand what you're charged with in count 1 is injury to an elderly bodily injury? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to
Yes.
a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Aid, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. The state is waiving the habitual enhancement paragraphs. They're proceeding on count 1 only. There's a $1,500 fine. There are no applications. There's to be no contact with Darlene, D-A-R-L-E-N-E, Horseman, H-O-R-S-E-M-A-N. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defenses of that plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge, I think there was additions from the state that we were gonna put on the record.
What additions are being placed on the record, state?
Yes, Judge, I apologize, it's not on the plea sheet, but we are also taking into consideration 2 cases. The first case number is County Court Cause number 66607 and Night Mag number 624084.
So is that county court number 66607? And
Yes, Judge.
number 624084?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections to the court including that on the plea bargain sheet, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Judge.
Ms. A, do you have any objection to the court including that in the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
All right, then, is that your understanding of the entirety of the agreement, Ms. A?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the agreement?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then Ms. A, to the offense is charged in count 1. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers states as and all its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Judge.
Ms. A, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. My client understands the ramifications of her actions. I think that there was an issue regarding lack of medication. She is receiving the proper medication where she's at right now, and we know that once she gets out, that there's a lot of programs that we've discussed that to make those medications available, so she will be able to not reoffend.
All right. Ms. Aid?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to follow your plea bargain agreement, sentence you to 4 years in prison. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Taking consideration County Court Collins number 66607, night mag number 624084. There's been no contact with Darlene Harsman, and you'll receive credit for any time that you've served.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Aid, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Miss Aid, here's the thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I know a lot of times people will take medications, they start feeling great, they stop taking them, or either they have side effects. When that happens, you need to let your doctor know, because otherwise you're going to continue to pick up these cases. You're going to wake up and a majority of your life is going to have been spent in and out of prisons. Okay. Don't
Yes,
let that
ma'am.
happen. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you, Miss Aid.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience. You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes. Norma, can you let them know L25 can go back? All right. Shannon Locke, who is the attorney you were working with on this Freetag?
It was Meredith, Your Honor.
Okay. Court is calling 2020 CR 0380W, State of Texas versus Heather Freetag. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
Shannon Locke for Heather Freetag.
All right, and are you Miss Freetag?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Freetag, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video conference. Ms. Freetag, I'm going to show you a document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Heather Marie Freetag who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 0380W for the offense of fraudulent use or possession of identifying information, 10 to 49 items on January 28, 2020 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
On or about the 20th day of July, 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Heather Marie Freetag committed the offense of possession of controlled substance in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State will waive the remaining violations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, and those can go back. All right. All right, I'll check it. Ms. Freetag, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking the court to deny the motion, continue her on her deferred adjudication, do 90 more days in Divine Promises Sober Living in Kerrville, which is where she currently is, with regular UAs after that. No contact with Joshua Hamilton, and we will take into consideration and dismiss Night Mag 623331.
And that is our recommendation, Your Honor, or that is our agreement, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Freetag, Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what is your problem? Lower your hand. What's going on with you? Because you're at the sober living house, but then when you have possession, that's not sober living.
Your Honor, I was not in sober living at the time. I went to an inpatient treatment center called Fullbrook, and after I was released from there, I chose to go to sober living here in Kerrville just to stay on the right track and continue working the steps and trying to stay sober, Your Honor.
I know the offense you just pled to is possession.
Yes,
so I'm
ma'am.
trying to figure out, how did you get to the possession case?
So the possession case, Your Honor, predated her attendance at the inpatient treatment. So she got the possession case and then immediately went into inpatient treatment. And so the inpatient treatment has all been subsequent to that possession case.
Okay, so what are your plans after you're released from this facility so you can maintain your sobriety?
I plan on staying here probably longer than the 90 days. I just want to make sure that I have a good foundation set, and I want to continue working the steps and continue to seek a relationship with God.
Okay. And will they allow you to report to probation by Zoom?
I believe so.
Okay.
Or in person. I go to IOP in person, so.
Okay. All right, this is what the court will do. The court will partially follow your agreement. The court will deny the motion. There's to be no contact with Joshua Hamilton. Take in consideration NIMAC number 62331. An additional 90 days in the Divine Promises Sober unit. Upon release, I'm going to ask that you do the UA hotline. And I gave you 150 hours of community service restitution. As a part of it, I said I would waive it completely if you obtain your associate's degree. But everyone who has obtained the COVID vaccine, I'll deduct 40 hours from their community service restitution. So I'm not requiring anyone to get the COVID, I'm not forcing anyone to get it, but if you obtain it, then 40 hours will be deducted. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Will I still be able to waive community service hours if I complete my associates?
Yes, you will.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
And remember, Ms. Freetag, the number one thing when you're with your sobriety, they say you have to change people, places, and things.
Yes, ma'am.
So
That's why I decided to move to Kerrville. I just really want to stay on the right track and meet a whole new, fellowship. And that way I can keep the right people in my life and God in my life.
Okay, because remember, you can't be around people who are doing wrong if you're trying to maintain your sobriety, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send you and your attorney. Yes, Mr. Locke?
Yeah, did you transfer the probation out to Kerrville, Your Honor?
No, was that requested?
I'm not sure, but Meredith and I had discussed it. I'm not sure it was mentioned, but she does want to stay out in Kerrville, and she doesn't have a vehicle right now, which is probably helpful. So if she could transfer the probation out there and then just do the UAs in Kerrville, that'll help.
All right, I'll ask that. I'll note that it's to be transferred to Kerrville, but your probation is not transferred to Kerrville until you receive actual documentation from probation that you're transferred to Kerrville. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Rebecca, it appears that she'll have to report to probation by Zoom while she's at that facility.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Freetag, you're gonna have to sign a release of information as it relates to that facility so that probation can be aware of your progress. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 1 with your attorney, and probation will go over conditions with you. And after that, you can be excused from that room.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, as soon as we're swearing someone else in, and then we will take that up. Norma, do you know the ETA for Roland Garcia?
No, ma'am, I will give him a call.
All right, and Joseph Acevedo, what date did we reset it for?
I don't have a date on my docket, Judge. I don't remember.
Okay, all right, awesome. And as I say Roland's name, he comes in. All right, Roland Garcia, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, Judge.
Prosecutor will meet you there. Norma, on Regina Hendricks, can you just give me a 30-day reset? I know they were scheduled for a plea today.
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second, Judge.
Thank you.
It's in the chat.
Thank you. And Norma, I'm going to note she didn't appear on the Zoom, so I'm assuming they asked her not to appear.
Yes, ma'am.
Or at least requested that she not appear because of issues. Thank you. All right, and Norma, can we also set Kavonda Jackson for that same date, please? She's
Yes,
on the
ma'am.
recall docket. Thank you. And then Norma, the other attorney we'll need is we need Albert Charis.
Yes, ma'am.
And everyone, if you will give me a 5-minute break. All right, Mr. Garcia.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. On Mr. Morales, where are we?
I've conferred with the state, Your Honor. There was some discovery that Mr. Martin was to turn over to me by this date, which has not been done. I spoke with Ms. Wilkes about this, and she is making arrangements for me to be able to view the material. And so hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be able to get that squared away.
All right. We'll recall it. David Martin was transferred to another court. So I'm sure there's some sort of miscommunication not going through. Alexander Graham Bell is not here. It happens. So what I'll do, state, if I give you a month reset, is that enough time? All right.
Yes, yeah, more than enough time, Judge. I'm in the process right now of informing my advocate what exactly he needs to view. And then he has her contact information so that he can set up a time to come and view it. So I'm actually actively doing that now. So a month should be more than enough time.
All right. So what I'll do, and Mr. Morales, what I'm going to do is give your attorney a month reset. And Ms. Ferguson, I think you've already put it in the chat box. So I'm going to give him a month reset. However, if he has everything and he wants to come back sooner, Mr. Garcia, you know, just to contact Ms. Ferguson, and we'll put it on the docket sooner.
Okay, Judge.
So the recall date is November 15th. Is that good for you, Mr. Garcia?
I think it is, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Morales, do you have any questions? Just hold down the space bar. It's the longest key on the keyboard. Just hold it down. Well, that's not working, Brenna. All right. Just give me a thumbs up if you heard what I said, Mr. Morales. Oh, there we go.
I heard go. Yes, ma'am. I heard what you said.
All right. So, Mr. Morales, if your attorney has everything and he wants to come back sooner, then we can come back sooner. But just to make sure he has everything, that's why we're putting it on November 15th.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Morales. Have a great rest of your day. You're excused.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
you. Number 16A can go back.
Yes, ma'am.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. And Norma, I believe we have one more plea coming through, and that's on Mr. Rangel.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Norma.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see, where's James Oltersdorf? He's on Mr. Schultz. Is Mr. Schultz in custody?
Yes, ma'am.
Did James Oltersdorf speak to him?
He was in a breakout room with him, Judge.
Well, Mr. Schultz has disappeared, and so has James Oltersdorf.
Judge, I know they spoke before, and then I spoke to James, and then they were back in the room and spoke again, but I don't know what happened to him. We were going to ask for regular reset, but yeah, I don't know where you're at.
No problem. Norma, on Schultz, can you recall that for November 15th then?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And then on Joseph Acevedo, he's in breakout room number 2. Norma, could you go to number 2 and have him come out of that breakout room, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Joseph Acevedo.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I believe your attorney is not going to be able to join us this morning.
That's correct. I mentioned that earlier with the courtroom.
Well, no, but see, you can mention it with the courtroom, but your attorney has to call into the courtroom. That's the way it works.
Understood, ma'am.
All right. So Norma, on Mr. Joseph Acevedo, can we recall this for tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're gonna have you Zoom back in with us on tomorrow, okay?
Same time, correct, ma'am?
Yes.
Understood. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you. Thanks for your patience. Have a great rest of your day.
Do my best.
Okay. All right, who are the parties on Frank Rangel?
Honor, Albert Van Cleef, his attorney, I'm present.
And who was the prosecutor?
Mr. Morris.
Okay. All right, Hunter, are you there?
Judge Hunter's just stepped out, but I can probably figure out the agreement and step in.
All right, thank you. Brenna, are you ready?
We're ready, Your Honor.
All right, court is calling 2021 CR 9001, State of Texas versus Frank Rangel. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
Albert Van Cleef for the defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Rangel?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rangel, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rangel, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review this document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
State, it appears that you're proceeding on, well, the only count one. And you're proceeding as a repeater. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rangel, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you charged with the unlawful possession of a firearm or felon in possession of a firearm? That's normally a third-degree felony. The range of punishment for that offense would be anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. But because the state is proceeding as a repeater, the range of punishment for the offense is 2 to 20 years and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rangel, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, could I see attorneys in breakout room number 1, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is my mic working? Okay, yeah, it is. Okay. I just switched headphones.
So,
Yeah. All right, we're back on the record. The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Thank you. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled plea bargain agreement. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishments be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's $0 fine. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration 2021 CR 9000. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Hunter Morris for the state. Yes, Judge, it is.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then Mr. Rangel, to the offense is charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers states one and attachments to include an attachment sent via email to court and counsel.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rangel, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor. He's agreed to the 4 years, and we're in accordance with that.
All right, the court will follow your plea bargain agreement, sentence you to 4 years in prison, give you credit for any time served, and take in consideration 2021 CR 9000. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Mr. Rangel, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And need I remind you, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Rangel, how old are you?
I'm 39.
All right, Mr. Rangel, you're getting to the point where you're going to end up having more of your life behind you than in front of you. You got to make a decision on what you want to do. This is Texas. If you come back with another case, you're going to be listed as a habitual, which means your minimum will probably be 25 years unless there's some, depending on the offense that you're charged with. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor. May I speak on, no, I know I was wrong, and I mean, I try to get my life right. I'm trying to do right. It's just, after losing my girlfriend, she had a miscarriage. It just drove me to the point of not caring, you know, and it just drove me where something I couldn't cope with. And I tried to talk to my mental health counselors, but it was just too hard for me. And is I have a good job. I was working as a,
But Mr. Rangel, here's the thing though. Nobody can help you if you don't ask for it. So, nobody's a mind reader. There are some people pretend they can read minds, but nobody is a mind reader. So you got to ask for the help. If you don't ask for it, people can't give it to you. Okay? I want you to do better. You can do better, so do better.
yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
Judge,
You're welcome. L7 can go back. And Mr. Van Cleve, I think this may have been my first time meeting you. Thank you for coming to the 187th. Hopefully
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
you had a pleasant day.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Have a good one.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge,
Yes.
is there any way for this court to recommend a rehab community in TDC?
Yes, I can put down therapeutic community, but he'll have to ask for it.
Understood.
Yes. So I'll put that in there for therapeutic community.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, everyone. Dare I say it? That was our last case for today. Where is everyone? I know, mind blown, right? Hey, where is Marcus? Where is Meredith? Michelle? We have two new prosecutors, Caitlin and Michelle, that I think my mom is just meeting for the first time. So Hunter, when is your last day with us?
Hi, Mom.
Aw. Okay, that's going to be Mom's new favorite. So Hunter, when is your last day
Hunter's
with us?
feelings. That hurts Hunter's feelings. Come on, Judge.
Judge, I don't have a certain date. They just said end of the month. It was uncertain.
Okay. So I want you guys to take note of the fact that Maritza is currently in labor, but she's still sending me documents. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I have now confirmed it's not official labor. It's almost there.
Ah, okay. Everyone take note. She's in almost labor and she's still doing things. Brenda, I'm past the labor stage in my life, so there you go. All right, everyone. I'm going to stop live stream